in my city, yeah, they closed all them twice. I was just riding down Salem, all them damn potholes, I can't drive. I know y'all can fix it faster, but I know y'all won't try. Don't nobody care about us, and that's why I don't vote. Voting for Obama back in 2012, I remember that's when I had hope. He was saying, yes, we can, and everybody got less food stamps. And when I turned 21, I was still broke, I'd never vote again. I don't think I ever had a president make my life better. Did it all on my own, ain't no politician ever do a nice gesture. I don't even know the mayor's name, I ain't never seen her one time ever. Tell me how she gonna help the city. What I'm supposed to do, write letters? What I'm supposed to do, blame Trump? He ain't never really gave Ain't nobody raised minimum wage. None of these jobs pay enough. I think they just want to keep us broke, cause they ain't putting nothing in place for us. This how all my people feel, but we gotta learn. We complained enough, let me change it up. Everything I just said, everybody I know think the same way. See, they don't want to see us vote, and we never do, so we see the same thing. But all our votes really do count, and they'll never really let it show. So now I'm finna break it down, cause if I don't, you would probably never know. First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us, it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch, yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do, okay y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws, they the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years, and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president. Now the 3rd branch is the judicial, that's judges. They the reason why John Crawford and Trayvon ain't had justice. So when Meek Mill got locked up just for popping willies, we blame the judge and not the city when they let her get voted in, cause they ain't know who to vote against. Imagine life on the other side. Roads better, schools better, everybody get their license back, grocery store food better, custody of your kids back, homeless people get new shelters. If we gon' fix the U.S., we gotta start with them 2 letters, me and you. Somebody told us that the government wanna keep us broke, but the only reason why those people in the government is cause we ain't vote. And I ain't talking about the president, I'm talking about the ones we ain't know. See, they was gonna try to keep it low, but it's gonna hurt them when they see the pros.
Every time you stay home, someone is making a decision about you, making decisions about the air you breathe, the water you drink, the food your kids eat, and how much money you bring home every 2 weeks. So every time you sit out an election, every time you don't show up because you think it doesn't matter, someone else is happy that you didn't show up, so they can make that decision for you. Vote.
Enough electoral votes, more than 270, more than enough to become the 44th President of the United States. He will be the first African-American President of the United States.
I've been broke all my life, but I kept hope all them nights. You see business in my city? Yeah, they closed all them twice. I was just riding down Salem, all them damn potholes, I can't.
This episode of the Cab Grand Rising Show is brought to you by Autochthonous Assembly, where the real work gets done. For the first-time visitors who may be wondering who Autochthonous Assembly is, Autochthonous Assembly, or A2 for short, is a gathering of minds that do the work. A2 is a non-profit organization dedicated to raising up Indigenous Americans' voices by using genealogy, also known as family history or family tree. Genealogy is the study of families and the tracing of their lineages in history. Genealogists use oral interviews, historical records, genetic analysis, and other records to obtain information about a family and to demonstrate kinship and pedigrees of its members. Autochthonous Assembly's core values are the foundation of its company, essential to its success, and serves as the lens through which it evaluates every business decision. The core values are integrity, know and do what is right, respect, treating others the way you want to be treated, responsibility, embrace opportunities to contribute, servant leadership, serve the common good. Along with a key emphasis on genealogy, A2 is also committed to providing our communities with information and access to available grants and funding through the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the United States Department of Agriculture, the Farm Service Agency, and other departments and agencies that offer programs to help them become self-sufficient. Building on a strong community reputation, Autochthonous Assembly continues to strengthen the growth of the relationship and development of our communities. Peace and Grand Rising.
Warning, warning, warning. Hard hats, pickaxe, shovels, boots required.
Grand Rising, everyone. Peace, 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 peace. Hope all is well this rising. How's everyone doing in the chats this rising? Giving everyone some time to get situated.
Wait, what's today?
Thursday the 7th.
Okay. Okay, so it's Thursday. You woke up on Thursday with a plan. You was not playing.
Got it to 6 more SBA approvals.
Did you? Good. Man, that's what I'm talking about.
Got me pumped up this rising.
Get pumped up, SBA.
And that's it. Got a couple of people to talk about the census and the farmer census.
I'm pulling it up now.
Everything moving smoothly. So how was your night besides the long, extended, supposed to be rest, but don't get rest?
Man, look, it was awesome. Oh man. I was gonna thank you before, like, for real. It was awesome. It was informative. It was helpful. It was guideful. Like, man, look, anybody listening, call the number. The number works. Ask questions. What's Double Cousin say? Questions, comments, or concerns?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I had questions, comments, and concerns. And I got answers. I got man. Listen, I said, you know what? Okay, so I can do this now. I can listen. Just call. You got questions? Ask questions. What? My brothers, my peoples, like, for real. Y'all answered questions to stuff that, I've been looking for these answers and trying to figure this out for years. And it's really appreciative to know I can ask you guys questions, whether it's historical or not. I mean, y'all all over the place, and I really appreciate that, because my questions are all over the place as far as your knowledge, and it's really helpful. It's really, really helpful.
Like we always say, just doing the best that we can to do our part,
I appreciate you, the best of y'all, because it really helps. It definitely helps things to not feel like, okay, I get when I make the joke, I'm crazy. I'd rather be crazy and everybody else insane. Sometimes that crazy feels really real when you want answers and you're trying to figure out stuff with your genealogy, or you're trying to figure out stuff, just in general. And it's just like, this crazy feel kind of real.
That's right. But it also helps when you have a collective of like-minded people that you can conversate with.
Exactly, yes.
Just not around you for what they can benefit for themselves. It's actually, quote Brother James on how he said it, you can recognize that good spirit and that good heart.
Yeah.
And them type of people we kind of like pull together, because we know no one man or one woman has all the answers. And as a collective, we would never have all of the answers.
Right.
But by working together, it allows us to use our different experiences, our different backgrounds, to put together a clearer picture on what happened, how it happened, how to get out of it, and where we're going in our future. So just like you said, I tell anyone, call in, we're the same people that you hear every day on these live streams behind the scenes. And it gives you a chance to meet with other like-minded people in the community. And you can find out that you're not alone in your area. You're not alone in your state. And sometimes it just takes that extra 5-minute conversation for an individual to know that they're not doing it alone. Because I know it works for me. that at
Right.
times when I feel like the load gets heavy, the shots, the accusations, you know what I'm saying, the slander,
Yeah.
it's when,
Man, look, they bored. Listen.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
just me. This is just me, and I care. People sitting sour in a corner somewhere, pouting and fussing, sitting sour and sucking grapes. Because I'm trying to tell you, they got to be bored. There's no way. Listen, how many times have I said, "Hey, anybody there? I got a quick question," or dropped off, put the headphones on, like, "Look, I'm about to take y'all out in the backyard with me. I'm about to take y'all with me. I'm going to the store. Look, if you filling out SBAs, if you filling out score forms, if you reading your emails for the different places that you sent out notifications to so that you can be informed, if you're establishing a nonprofit or LLC or whatever your entity is, whatever you want it to be, whatever. If you doing all this stuff, you ain't got time. You do not have time. You just don't. And if you do, if it's longer than 5 minutes, it's way too long. There's stuff to do.
You got that right.
There's
And that's
stuff to do.
it doesn't get to me like that. Because anytime I get back around my American Indian brothers and sisters, like you, Mike Easton, Pamela Hall, Copper Color Ancestor, David Corey, Pete Parker, Enrique, and that's just to name a few. That's, y'all don't realize when y'all do y'all part, that's why I won't get tired and that's why I will not stop. They just let me know we doing something right.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I'm just saying. You're right. We doing it right. That's what that is. You're doing it right. That's
PSA. To the entities that think that you're going to keep trying to hack the A2 website, just for your information, they have your IP addresses now. Thank you and have a nice day.
Ooh, they were ready. Slow it down.
I don't know why they want to keep doing it to themselves. We let everybody know.
I don't think they was ready for that.
This is not a made-up company only on Facebook. No, this is a real licensed nonprofit organization, a corporation, bylaws and constitution.
Sound like they still be all right though. He'd be okay.
Yeah, whether they do or don't. My thing is this: if you don't like what the information that we're doing and all that, cool, don't listen. But why get in the ways to listen? You know?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, why try to stifle the information that many of our brothers and sisters can use? If you don't want to use it, don't use it. But get out the way of those who choose to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Well, we got another good one today. Want to thank our sister Pamela Hall.
Pamela Hall.
Asked many questions about it to the point it is something that's very important that we can use for our elders in our communities. And a lot of us do put time in helping them with their homes, finances, and daily things so they can have a very comfortable life in their later years. But also with that, there's programs that we can access.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, a lot easier, and we can make that part of their life a lot comfortable for things that they did for us to be able to be here today to do this. So give me like 10 seconds and I'll have it in the chat. It's already in the website chat and Cab Grand Rising Show chat.
Okay, I'm pulling it up now. I feel like I'm doing things backwards right now. I'm not even sure.
Okay, the link is in all the chats. And again, grand rising to all followers and listeners on YouTube this rising, Twitch, and the A2 website. I'm going to pull it up on screen, and whenever you are ready, we can start. And today's subject is 7 sources of home repair assistance for seniors. Again, these are just 7 sources of home repair assistance for seniors.
And can you hear me?
Loud and clearly.
Okay. Okay, 7 sources of home repair assistance for seniors. Home modifications help seniors live safely and independently. Home repairs and modifications help seniors live in their homes for as long as possible, making your older adults home safer and more accessible, reduces fall risk, prevents accidents, and increases independence. The good news is that there are many financial assistance programs available to help people get needed home modifications. We found 7 organizations that offer home repair assistance for seniors. Contact them directly to get necessary updates that will improve your older adult safety and quality of life. Number 1, Area Agency on Aging. Contact your county's Area Agency on Aging to find out about home modification and repair funds provided by the Older Americans Act. Grants may be available through other local government programs. Check with the city or county housing or community development department.
It's up to you if you want to we
Click
can
on
run
it.
through all 7, then go back and click, or we can click on each one as we do it. Whichever one is more comfortable for you.
Oh, no, okay. So, yeah, let me run through them and then.
All right. And then we can go back. All right, no problem.
My bad. Home Energy Update Assistance Program. The Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LAHEAP. Am I saying that right? Because I remember you told it to me before.
LAHEAP, yes.
LAHEAP helps low-income households pay for heating and cooling energy costs, energy crisis assistance, weatherization, and energy-related home repairs. The Weatherization Assistance Program, WAP, gives financial assistance to update homes so they'll be more energy efficient and weatherized. Rebuilding Together. Rebuilding Together is a national nonprofit organization that helps with repairs and home modifications to promote health, safety, and independence. U.S. Department of Agriculture. The Section 5.
The USDA?
USDA. Yep. The Section 504 Home Repair Program provides grants to elderly, very low income homeowners to fix health and safety hazards. It also provides loans to very low income homeowners to repair, improve, or modernize their homes.
Can you read number 4 one more time? 504.
U.S. Department of Agriculture. The Section 504 Home Repair Program provides grants to elderly, very low income homeowners to fix health and safety hazards. It also provides loans to very low income homeowners to repair, improve, or modernize their homes. Oh, I'm reading. Sorry, had a moment. Medicare and Medicaid. I'm so sorry. Okay. Medicare and Medicaid won't pay for home modifications, but they will pay for durable medical equipment with a doctor prescription. That could include a bath transfer bench, toilet safety frame, hospital bed, walker wheelchair, and more. Talk with your older adult's doctor to find out if durable medical equipment could be used to improve their health and safety at home. Sliding scale and reduced free contract services. Some contractors are willing to do home modifications for seniors at a reduced fee or on a sliding scale, depending on their income. When calling contractors for estimates, ask if this is an option for your older adult. Insurance. Some long-term care insurance policies cover some home modifications. Check your older adult's policy for details. Okay, recommended for you. Find financial help for seniors. 2,500 plus federal, state, and private benefits program. Home modification for seniors. Room by room guide for safety and independence. Increase senior independence with this fall risk checklist. Okay, that's what's up. Let's go through them.
And again, this is just 7, and you see the first link at the bottom where it says recommended for you, like Gabrielle read. Find financial help for seniors. 250. No, you want to say 2,500 federal, state, and private benefit programs. So you know we will be going through that. And again, that's 2,500 plus federal, state, and private benefit programs for the seniors of our communities. Let's stop playing, y'all. All right, clicked on the first one in this area, Agency on Aging, resources for seniors.
I got it up. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
I'm so serious. I feel like I'm working backwards. I got my coffee. I don't know what's going on.
Problemo.
I am not grown.
I'm used to this. I've been doing this type of schedule type work for years. So
man, and you know what? I didn't realize who I was on the line with last night. I mean, for real, I didn't even realize.
The last 2 to go to sleep and the first 2 to wake up.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it, and I am realizing it now. Like, you know what? Double cousin think he's slick. He was up there laying on his leaf pillow. He knew what he was doing. Okay. Okay. Man, I didn't even pay attention who I was on the line with. Lesson learned.
Hold on, Bones and Doodoo talking. No, let me get out of here.
Man.
Be telling people, listen, I get off the line at 5:30. Be ready at 6.
Man. You know what? When I think about it now, I told y'all rest easy. Y'all didn't tell. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. They ain't playing no games. Okay. Resources for seniors and family caregivers. Caring for an older adult is an overwhelming challenge for nearly 40 million Americans, about 1 in 10 people. They're saying 1 in 10 people is an older adult?
Yep.
Dang, that's actually a lot.
Yep.
I mean, oh wow. All right. It's an understatement to say that these seniors and caregiving families need more support. A great resource is the Area Agency on Aging. These are country level government agencies that provide free and low cost community resources to seniors and caregivers. Use your local area agency on aging to find information, guidance, and local aging care services. We explain how these agencies help seniors and how they help caregivers. The area agency on aging helps seniors stay in their homes. Today, there are over 600 area agencies on aging across the U.S. They're a network of nonprofit agencies that are supported with federal funding under the Old Americans Act. Some are also supported by additional state and local funding. Their mission is to connect older adults to home and community-based services so more seniors can choose to age in their homes and not be forced to move to assisted living or nursing care. Most agencies' office provide general information, referrals, case management, and benefits, and health insurance counseling. They may also work with local service providers to deliver services like meals, transportation, and in-home caregiving. The Area Agency on Aging helps caregivers too. The Area Agency on Aging also provides support to family caregivers. It's a place to find respite care, counseling, support groups, and caregiving training classes. One of their important services is to help families find local aging care organizations that can help with caregiving plans, working through specific challenges, or finding needed services. Okay, next step, use the elder care locator to find your local area. Okay, am I clicking on next step or going back and clicking?
No, we can go back because that's just the link to where you will put your address or your
okay.
and it'll let you know of all the programs in your area that you can get services from. And again, a lot of them are free.
Yeah, got you. Okay.
Sound like help?
I'm trying to tell you, I like help. Okay. Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP. Program description. The Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP, assists eligible low-income households with their heating and cooling energy costs, bill payment assistance, energy crisis assistance, weatherization, and energy-related home repairs. In order to qualify for their benefits program, you must need financial assistance for home energy costs. In order to qualify, you must have an annual household income before taxes that is less than or equal to the following amount. Annual household income limits. Household size. Maximum income level. Household income of 1. Maximum income level 18,735. Household size of 2. 25,365. Household size of 3. 31,995. Household of 4, 38,625. Household of 5, 45,255. Household of 6, 51,885. Household of 7, 58,515. Oh, dollars, that is. Household size of 8, $65,000, $65,145. For households with more than 8 people, add 6,630 per additional person. Always check with the appropriate managing agency to ensure the most accurate guidelines. You may also automatically qualify if you or your family member participates in certain other benefit programs, such as the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, TANF, or certain needs tested veterans benefits.
Actually, a pretty decent program. Here in Georgia, there's a lot of senior community that use the LAHEAP program, and it's ran like through churches and a lot of nonprofit organizations. Actually, in the process of trying to see how we can become a candidate to help the community through this program.
Oh shoot, that's what's up.
So once I get more information, we'll be presenting it to the community, trying to get every qualifications we can to help our people.
That's how it's supposed to be. For real.
And not to mention, there's a state or tribal LAHEAP office as well. So tribal members also have access to LAHEAP.
What? What? You got time to read, you got time to learn.
And read this part, Ruth. It says, for more information about LAHEAP, you can call the National Energy Assistance Referral, NEAR project. NEAR is a free service providing information on where you can apply for LAHEAP. You can speak to someone at NEAR Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. You can call the toll-free number at 1-866-874-6327. Or you can send an email to energy@ncat.org, or you can contact your state's LAHEAP office.
My bad. I wasn't.
No, there's no problem.
Oh.
No, I was just reading towards the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm off. I'm sorry. I really am. I feel off. Okay, number three. Number three. I really do appreciate it too. Do a double cousin. Shout out to the chats. All right, number three, building. Number three. Oh, okay. Find your local affiliate. Local Rebuilding Together affiliates complete nearly 10,000 projects per year. Our affiliates across the country serve the needs of people in need and work to revitalize communities. So you enter in your zip code. Okay, so you enter in your zip code and it gives you the affiliates in the area that you're in or in the state that you're in.
Yeah, I put mine in. I got it on screen. Georgia popped up and they say they have a Rebuild Together program in Warner Robins and Waycross. It's just that simple, putting your zip code in.
Hey, you on the couch.
Press them buttons and hit enter. See what come back.
Oh, it's messed up. I feel so bad. I went to press the back button and a thing popped up. You put your information in. It gives you the option to sign me up or, which it's not messed up. It makes sense. It says sign me up or no, I can't help my neighbors right now. So just hit the back button. U.S. Department of Wait, did I click that right?
Yep, that's the 504 program.
Yes, it is.
And we've talked about this one several times.
Yes. It's purple.
I think all my USDA links on their site purple.
Yeah, it's purple. The Mott links is purple. Single family housing repair loans and grants. What does this program do? Also known as the Section 504 Home Repair Program. This provides loans to very low income homeowners to repair, improve, or modernize their homes, or grants to elderly, very low income homeowners to remove health and safety hazards. Who may apply for this program? To qualify, you must be the homeowner or occupy the house, be unable to obtain affordable credit elsewhere, have a family income below 50% of the area median income. For grants, be age 62 or older, not be able to repay or repair a loan.
Hold on. Pause it right there.
Okay.
You see, that last one is key for our elderly community. For grants, be age 62 or older and not be able to repay a repair loan. So what is that telling you the 504 program is doing for age 62 and older? They're giving them forgivable grants for their home repairs.
Yep.
Again, 62 and older through the 504 program. 62 or older and not be able to repay a loan. Get you a forgivable grant through this program. Oh, it's warming up in here.
Yeah. What is an eligible area? Applicants may check the address of their home to determine eligibility. That is a hot link. How may funds be used? Loans may be used to repair, improve, or modernize homes or remove health and safety hazards. Grants must be used to remove health and safety hazards. How much money can I get? Maximum loan is $20,000. Maximum grant is $7,500. Loans and grants can be combined for up to $27,500 in assistance. Oh, wow. Okay. What are the terms?
One more time for them, just in case it's like way in the back. You couldn't hear.
Maximum loan amount is $20,000. Maximum grant is $77,500. Loans and grants can be combined for up to $27,500 in assistance.
So hold up, wait a minute, stop the presses. You mean that you can combine the loan and the grant together for a combined total to get the job done? Where the loan is repayable and the grant part is not? And if you're 62 and older and can't repay the loan, you get the forgivable grant?
Yep.
Say what? Y'all better fix her granny house. Stop playing. Shout out to No Grandma Killers is rising.
For real. Man, for real.
You thought that part was good. What are the terms of the loan or grant? Woo! Might make you run out and sign up right now.
Loans can be repaid for over 20 years. Loan interest rate.
Made me pause too, and I read it in my head. And know it by heart. And every time I come to this page, I pause. Like, what?
Yeah, you made me put my cup down. Like, hold on, what? Loan interest rate is fixed. That means stuck, not moving. Loan interest rate is fixed at 1%.
Man, that don't say that. That's a 7.
No.
You sure? That's not a backward 7?
I thought it was an I for a second.
A broken 7? Now, 1%, brothers and sisters, a fixed rate at 1%.
Yeah. Full title service is required for loans of $7,500 or more. Grants have a lifetime limit of $7,500. Grants must be repaid if the property is sold in less than 3 years. If applicants can't repay part, but not all of the costs, applicants may be offered a loan and grant combination.
A loan for what you can pay back, a grant for what you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sweeter than candy.
Is there a deadline to apply? Applicants for this program are accepted through the local RD office year round.
You mean like right now while we talking?
Yep.
People can be filling this out, going
Yep.
along with it.
Yep.
Chain, chain.
Year round. All the time. How long does an application take? Approvals times depending on funding availability in your area. Talk to a USDA home loan specialist in your area for help with the application.
And there's a list of all the approved USDA home loan specialists posted in the form on the A2 website. So if you need help finding approved lenders, the list is already posted in the A2 form for you.
Who can answer questions and how do I get started? Contact a USDA home loan specialist in your area. What governs this program? The Housing Act of 1949 as amended 7 CFR Part 3550. HB-1-3550 directs single-family housing loans and grants field office handbook. Why does USDA Rural Development do this? Helping people stay in their home and keep it in good repair helps families and their communities. Home ownership helps families and individuals build savings over time. It strengthens communities and helps many kids of businesses that support the local economy. Note, because citations and other information may be subject to change, please always consult the program instructions listed in the section above titled, What Governs This Program? Applicants may also contact your local office for assistance. Man, for real.
And again, that's the 504 program. And like Brother Jens in the chat was mentioning, they don't even have to own the property fully. They just have to occupy it.
Shout out to the
if
chat.
you owned the home and you had your grandparents or parents living in the home, you know, both can access it to repair the home.
Man, for real.
Creativity. And again, that's the 504 program.
With USDA?
You know it.
Man, so hold on. They help you out as a child, as a teenager, as an adult, and as an elderly person. Wait a minute. There's help for your whole lifetime. What?
I just clicked on the part on the screen where it say other requirements. Just to let everyone know what it says. There are no other additional requirements at the national level. If there are any additional state-specific requirements, they will be listed above and explained. And then on the to apply part of it, they have application resources. Applicants interested in applying for a repair loan or grant can contact their local rural development office and provide the following documentation. Form RD 410-4 Uniform Residential Loan Application. Form RD 3550-1 Request for Information. Form RD 3550-4, Employment and Asset Certification. All application items listed in Attachment 12E checklist. They also have borrower resources, downloadable PDFs. They have the Rural Development Staff and Loan Application Packer resources. So again, all the information that you need to know about this program and others and how they work, have a full rundown, step-by-step guide. So.
Sorry, give me a second.
No problemo. Pulling up the next one, number 5, which was Medicare and Medicaid. It starts with saying, understand Medicare versus Medicaid to get maximum benefits. Medicare and Medicaid can be confusing, partly because the names sound so similar, but they're two very different government health programs. Medicare focuses on adults age 65 and older, and Medicaid focuses on low-income individuals and families. The benefits, costs, and eligibility requirements are different for each program. Neither program has an automatic enrollment, so it's important to understand what each one offers. Knowing which to apply for helps maximize your older adults' healthcare benefits. It says we explain the 2 key differences between Medicare and Medicaid, share 5 essential facts about each program, and explain what's covered when people are eligible for both Medicare and Medicaid. It says Medicare versus Medicaid, 2 key differences. The first and biggest difference between Medicare and Medicaid is who's eligible for each program. Because of the different eligibility rules, some people who qualify for Medicaid won't qualify for Medicare and vice versa. The second key difference is that Medicaid covers long-term care services and support. In fact, Medicaid is the nation's largest single source of long-term care funding. It is deemed medically necessary. Medicaid can cover the cost of nursing homes, assisted living communities, and other long-term care alternatives. Generally, Medicare only covers short-term stays in skilled nursing facilities after hospitalization. It says 5 essential Medicare facts. What is Medicare? Medicare is an insurance program that is available to U.S. citizens over the age of 65, regardless of income. If someone is covered by Medicare, their medical bills are paid from trust funds that they previously paid into through Medicare payroll taxes. Who qualifies for Medicare? Anyone age 65 or older with a qualifying work history, their own or their spouses, is eligible for Medicare. Again, anyone age 65 or older with a qualifying work history, their own or their spouses, is eligible for Medicare. Most people who've worked for 10 years at a job in which they paid Medicare taxes will qualify. Younger people with certain disabilities or end-stage renal disease may also qualify. Who runs Medicare? The federal government. What does Medicare cover? The Medicare is available through a 4-part program. The coverage depends on the plan selected. The 4-part program includes Part A, hospitalization. Inpatient care and services received at a hospital or skilled nursing facility. Part B, medical insurance, outpatient doctor visits, care and services, and some preventive care. Part C, Medicare Advantage plans, privately purchased supplemental insurance with additional service and often combine Part A, Part B, and Part D into one plan. Part D, prescription drugs. How much does Medicare cost? The cost of Medicare depends on the chosen plans and coverage. Cost typically includes premium deductibles, co-pays, and co-insurance. The premium for Part A is free for people or their spouses who have worked at least 10 years and paid Medicare payroll taxes while working. Again, The premium for Part A is free for people or their spouses who have worked at least 10 years and paid Medicare payroll taxes while working. Most people pay a Part B premium. Costs for Part C and Part D will depend on which plan that's chosen. It says 5 essential Medicaid facts. What is Medicaid? Medicaid is an assistance program that serves low-income people of every age. It helps pay for medical care and long-term care. People covered by Medicaid usually pay nothing for covered medical expenses. Who qualifies for Medicaid? Medicaid has strict eligibility requirements based on income and financial resources, so not everyone can qualify. Generally, a wide variety of people with limited income and financial resources can qualify. That include those who are 65 or older, living with disability, children under 19, parents or other adults caring for a child, and some adults without dependent children. Medicaid.gov and benefitcheckups.org have more information about state-by-state eligibility requirements. 3, who runs Medicaid? Medicaid is run by both federal and state governments within federal guidelines. Because of this federal-state partnership, there are different Medicaid programs in each state. That's why people who are eligible for Medicaid in one state might not qualify in another, and the types of covered medical services could be different from state to state. What does Medicaid cover? Medicaid services are different in each state, but the federal guidelines require coverage for certain medical necessary services. Benefits typically include care and services received in a hospital or skilled nursing facility, care and services received in a federally qualified health center or rural health clinic, doctor and nursing services, long-term care, home health care for people eligible for nursing facility services, laboratory services and x-rays, medical and surgical dental services. Some states may include additional benefits like prescription drug coverage, optometrist services, eyeglasses, medical transportation, physical therapy, prosthetic devices, and dental services. People covered by Medicaid pay nothing for these covered services. Again, people covered by Medicaid pay nothing for these covered services. Some Medicaid benefits do overlap with Medicare, like hospital care and doctor services. But Medicaid may also offer benefits that aren't included under original Medicare, like personal care, optometry, and dental. Plus, available providers like hospitals and doctors under Medicaid are often different than those available to people using Medicare. How much does Medicaid cost? The cost of Medicaid will depend on income and the rules in the state's program. Certain people may be exempt from most out-of-pocket costs. Costs may include premiums, deductibles, co-pays, and co-insurance. Next, dual eligibility, qualifying for both Medicaid and Medicare. Dual eligibility, qualifying for both Medicare and Medicaid. People who qualify for both Medicaid and Medicare, Part A and Part B are known as dual eligible. When someone is dual eligible, Medicaid will pay for Medicare costs under 4 types of medical saving programs. The amount that's covered by Medicaid depends on income level. For example, if someone has both Medicare and full Medicaid coverage, their health care costs are usually fully covered, including prescription drugs. They won't have to pay anything out of pocket. Again, for example, if someone has both Medicare and full Medicaid coverage, their health care costs are usually fully covered, including prescription drugs. They won't have to pay anything out of pocket. Some more information for people who want to know more, recommended for you. Medicare pays for in-home care under the PACE program. Get the truth behind 5 common Medicare myths. and 5 options for medications not covered by Medicare. And that is Medicare and Medicaid, their benefits and what makes them different, and how they can be used for people who qualify for both.
You know what? Thank you for this link, because honestly, I thought the difference between Medicare and Medicaid was coastal regions. I thought Medicaid was like a West Coast thing, or Midwest, West Coast thing, and Medicare was East, Southeast, Northeast. I did not know that both were across the board.
And all of us, if we're blessed enough, we still have either our grandparents or parents around that meet these qualifications.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of them that live in our communities to where the communities are ran down and they don't get the best of service, but we can make a difference. That, to me, and this is just me again, it don't have to be my grandparents, my wife's grandparents, for me to help them with this program.
Right.
Or to contact the proper channels for them to get home repairs.
Right.
Just alone by them making it to 62, 65. I can only wish that the Creator allow me to make it that far. They have witnessed and experienced things that I can only dream about. So why don't we make it our responsibility to make sure our elderly population is taken care of well, for what they put into the system, for the hardships and the things that they had to go through, again, to pave the way, whether you like it or not. They have paved the way for us to be able to do what we do here every rising. And to me, we owe them that much, at least, to make sure in their later years, they are as comfortable as they can be. That's the American Indian way to me. Doodle stupid. Some thought the difference between Medicaid and Medicare was 2 letters.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull a no sellout, but oh yeah, did we do shout outs, call outs to the chats?
No, you can run through them if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll start with you two. My bad.
It's no problemo.
Shout out to Mike Easton, Do Division, Liz Robinson, shout out to Michael Brown Harris Cheek, Do Division 3, Pamela Hall, Carrie Bay. Shout out to Carrie Bay. No sellout,
brother. Or would you say, oh, that's just no sellout over there?
Double cousin in the chat.
I told him he was like he on a Chromebook with children that's rising. So if it don't work right, you better run.
Shout out to Celestine Wilson. Celestine Wilson. Shout out to Wild Indian Roots. Shout out to Macadon One. Okay, that's you two.
Oh, you forgot. Shout out to Mike Easton.
Did I? Oh, shout out to Mike Easton. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Thank you. Informative. Learn more. Thought I wasn't going to be a part of something. Man, look. You know what? My bad. I misspoke earlier. If you got time, you share informative and helpful information. I forgot. I forgot. That's what happens when you have time.
You better know it.
Hmm. We're on 6, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't have hot links though for 6 and 7. Because 6 is something that you would do contacting your local contractors and asking them, do they have an option for older adults?
Got you.
And number 7 is through the insurance policies, which is true. A lot of these insurance policies already have this mechanism tied into it. You just have to look in the policy and see for yourself.
That's something to pay attention to, though, because a lot of times, and you have insurance, and you don't really pay attention to all the benefits that are entailed within the insurance. I mean, Correct. It could be car insurance, it could be home insurance, renter's insurance. Sometimes we don't pay attention to, and I've learned lessons before.
Yeah, I mean,
everything that's covered in it. Yeah.
Perfect example. If you live in the state of Florida and you have car insurance, and your front windshield get busted, it's automatically replaced for free.
What?
Because you have insurance in the state of Florida. Yes.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, in these insurance policies, there are a lot of things that are covered. But again, if we don't ever read through it line by line, we just sign it, pay it every month, and keep it moving, you're paying for benefits that you're never using.
Yeah.
Say, our insurance came with roadside assistance. It's paying for a separate roadside assistance. Had to let that go.
Wow. Yeah. See. Yeah.
Again, for our elder population, they do not have to struggle. They do not have to go without.
Right.
That we can make sure they have the things they need. Again, the things they need. We can make sure that we provide that for them. Because I'm going to say it again, if it wasn't for them, the majority of us wouldn't be here now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to take care of our elders. You are absolutely correct.
And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for mine and every elder that took 5 seconds of their day to talk to me, because they didn't have to. And them 5 seconds, 2-minute conversations are the reason I am the man I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
and our elder people are part of our community.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, handsome. I'm sorry, handsome. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, I was just saying, our elderly people, our elders are part of our community. We got to take care of our elders. We do. Help them like they helped us. Talk with them the same way they talk with us.
You know it.
I mean, we got questions. You don't think they got questions too? Just saying, who don't like help?
Oh, I know it's one we missed. The weatherization assistance program. I'm pulling it up on screen now.
Wait.
Another good program.
Did I skip it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
It was in, number 1. It was the second link in the first one.
Got you. Okay, I got it. I got it up.
No problem. I got it on screen.
How to apply for weatherization assistance. The U.S. Department of Energy's DOE weatherization assistance program is administered at the state and local level. To apply for weatherization assistance, contact your state weatherization agency. How does weatherization application process work? You will go through the following 3-step process to apply for weatherization. Find your local weatherization agency. All weatherization services are provided by local weatherization agencies, including the application process. Usually you have to contact your state to find your local weatherization agency because the states, not DOE, keep up-to-date lists of local weatherization agencies. Most weatherization agencies are nonprofit organizations that employ energy professionals, and some are branches of local governments. Apply. You will have to fill out an application form to apply for weatherization. It is not a difficult form and usually takes about 20 minutes to complete. You must have proof of income for the year prior to application for the elderly and people in fixed incomes. This is usually easy to do. You will likely answer a small number of questions about your household, such as the number of people living in the home. Your eligibility is determined. After receiving your application, the weatherization agency will determine if you are eligible to receive weatherization services. If approved, your weatherization agency will most likely put you on a waiting list. Please remember that people are most in need are often moved to the top of this list. Finally, if you rent, you must get permission from your landlord before workers can begin work on the house. What happens after I'm approved for weatherization services? The first step in the process is for your local weatherization agency to carry out an energy audit. This agency is a nonprofit weatherization organization, local governmental agency, or sometimes a contract trained in home energy services. The energy audit is a computerized assessment of your home's energy use carried out by professional energy auditors. It includes an analysis of your energy bills, a blower door pressurized test of the infiltration of outside air into your home, and an inspection of all energy equipment for health and safety. Finally, the auditor will provide you with a recommended list of the most cost-effective energy conservation measures for your home. Once the audit is complete, the auditor or inspector from the local weatherization agency will meet with you and your family to explain how the work crews will conduct the work. Depending on your needs, the inspector will recommend more work in some homes than others. All work is energy related and does not include roofing, siding, or similar structural improvements. The average expenditure is $6,500 per home. Weatherization workers typically complete their work in a day or two, and then you sign off on a final inspection. Throughout the weatherization process, the health and safety of your family remain a priority. Following weatherization, an inspector will return to make certain that nothing was missed and all equipment is operating safely. How to determine if you're eligible for weatherization assistance. One of the primary factors affecting eligibility is income, and each state sets its income requirements within DOE guidelines. Services are provided by the states, and each state has slightly different criteria. Under DOE guidelines, you are automatically eligible to receive weatherization assistance if you receive supplemental security income or aid to families with dependent children. In other cases, states give preferences to people over 60 years of age, families with one or more members with a disability, families with children in most states. Nationally, as many as 20 to 30 million U.S. families are eligible for weatherization services. That is a lot. DOE urges you to contact your state weatherization agency to determine if you're eligible for many benefits of weatherization services. Read more about weatherization services.
Answer that interesting. Nationally, as many as 20 to 30 million U.S. families are eligible.
Yeah.
But you won't know unless you contact them. They know some of these communities, some of these structures need to be more energy efficient. Some of us listening might be in properties that need to be more energy efficient.
Right.
I mean, let's keep it 100.
Yeah, and they got a list. So I'm just saying.
I would have known about this program a couple of years ago. We wouldn't have did it ourselves out of pocket. Tell you that much. Correct, due to faulty wiring, insulation, leaks dealing inside with certain plumbing structures. You know, like every time the window blow, every time the wind blow, it feel like the window wide open, but it's closed. Yeah, them type of repairs. Then again, 20 to 30 million families are eligible. Stop playing. Y'all better find out if you are. I'm gonna say finding help with energy bills. As in addition to weatherization, the following federal programs provide support for low-income families that need help with energy bills. Low-income home energy assistance program provides short-term assistance to low-income families to help pay utility bills. This program is funded by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. State sometimes uses LIHEAP funds for weatherization to reduce a family's energy bills over the long term. 2, Federal Energy Management Agency provides a number of services to assist individuals who are victims of a natural disaster. Again, Federal Energy Management Agency provides a number of services to assist individuals who are victims of a natural disaster. These services include low interest loans, some cases grants, and links to assistance from other agencies such as the Internal Revenue Services and Farm Service Agency. What? The IRS helping people? Say it ain't so. Yeah, they help y'all. They really do. Then they had contact your state weatherization administrator to apply for weatherization assistance. Contact your state weatherization agency. And there's a list of all the states, the address, and hot link to contact. From Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming, Washington, D.C., the American Samoa. Again, American Samoa, Guam, Marina Islands, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and that's the Northern Arapaho tribe. The Northern Arapaho tribe. And that's a link to a directory of all the tribal programs that's under the weatherization assistance. Like a whole lot of help.
Man, once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Just saying.
Yes, my brother Doodoo. COVID-19, brothers and sisters, is a natural disaster.
What?
Hint.
What?
Time for the nosebleeds. COVID-19 is a natural disaster.
What? I'm just saying.
Uh-oh. I hear the pans moving.
Hmm.
It's cooking, Gabrielle. It's starting to heat up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, more proof that there are programs and services out there that we can access to rebuild our communities, to protect our elderly, to protect our children, to protect ourselves. So the question, basically like every rising, is now that you know all of this info, what you gonna do?
You on the couch.
And in the words of one of my favorite elders of all time, what you gonna do? Barbecue or mildew?
Mm.
What's the other one? It's time to cook the bacon and it's already fried. Let's go, y'all. What you waiting for?
For real. There is, again, help for help for help for help.
So you trying to tell me we can make sure grandma and grandpa, mom and dad, all of them that's in that bracket is comfortable?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And why not?
This summer, grandma's house should look good.
Right. Yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah, you can't unknow this. You can't unknow this. Some of us probably got a lot of grandmas living on our own street.
I know I do. I know I do. For everyone I come across, I'm treating like my own. And that's real talk.
Yeah.
They get viewed as my own, and I'm going to do for them like they were my own.
Yeah.
We can't make them know this stuff. No, I was just reading Doodoo Vision's texting on the YouTube chat. You guys can't make me know this stuff.
Oh man. Somebody sitting around la 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 la.
Incorrect.
I can't hear you.
Once the mind expands, it can't go back. And Gabrielle says all the time, you can't unhear what was heard. You can't unsee what was seen. And yes, a lot of us went the majority of our lives not knowing about the majority of these things. But again, we know now.
Exactly.
And the question is, what are we going to do with this stuff now?
Exactly. Oh no.
You know what, James? I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly how I look at a lot of them individuals. And I'll read exactly what he said. I refuse, but they say, I refuse to listen because I hate you guys. My granny will suffer greatly. And that's the sad part. People make it a personal thing instead of applying the information to realize you can use this information to help you and your family. You don't ever have to like me. You don't ever have to speak to me. Matter of fact, I'm not even here for you. I have a greater responsibility. No man or woman can't judge me in the end. My creator will. So, hey, keep throwing stones if you want to. Well, you ain't my feet yet.
You know that saying, Well, I heard this growing up, and when I became an adult, I really understood what it meant because I said it to my children. And I was like, oh, okay. You suffer me, I'm going to suffer you. So they cannot want to do for their grannies if they want to, but if their grannies suffer, they suffer. Period. Because where are you going without your granny? Where are you going? How'd you get here without your elders?
You know, if your granny wasn't here, your mama and daddy wouldn't be here. And so you wouldn't be here.
And if you ain't taking care of your elders, your mom and dads, they become elders. What you gonna do for them?
If you lucky, one day you'll become an elder.
Exactly. Knowing, see, and that's crazy because knowing this now, we become elders. Yes, if we're lucky, we become elders. So when we become elders, knowing this now, oh, I remember when. You need help? If we can use these programs at our ages now, help programs and funding for help now, why not utilize it for our elders? It's there.
Oh, sorry about that. Just as we was talking about it, got a knock on the door. Guess what? From an elder asking about the programs we was just reading.
That's what's up.
Oh, look like I done picked up 3 more today, y'all.
That's what's up.
Again, it shows that for any level of the person in our community, from the youngest to the oldest, that there are programs and services available. And brothers and sisters, you know what else is great about this? If you look through all of them and you find that there's not a program, correct me if I'm wrong, Gabrielle, isn't there a mechanism that allows you to create this service if it doesn't exist?
Yes, you are absolutely correct. If there is not a specific program that you need to utilize for yourself or your elders, they have a program to help you, assist you, and fund you to create a program. Either way, there's not a no. If it's not there, you can create it. Okay. Shout out to Dudu. I shouldn't be laughing this hard. Dudu says, y'all making it hard out here for a simp.
It's hard out here for a simp. For the rent. I said it's hard out here for a simp. Let me stop.
You ain't know.
Half the YouTube mad at us already like we kill. Oh, what you said? You ain't know. See, we can't blame no sellout this rising because he's not even up on the panel.
That boy ain't bad.
He just might be the normal one, Gabrielle. I don't know. He
might be. He might be. He might be.
It might be me and you corrupting him slowly but slowly.
It might be that.
Peace to my brother, no sellout this rising. Sitting back taking care of his fatherly duties with the children. Don't worry, I'll be joining you later on today. We'll be exchanging notes. Like, man, you know what my son tried to do?
That's what's up. Man, there are no excuses, like genuinely. I don't think, well, you know what? I don't think, because I don't know. But if you heard it, you know it. There's no way around it. No way around it. You got your elders, and I mean, they're all our elders. If you have a conversation with an elder and they're saying, I need to figure out this, I've been trying to do this, there are programs that can be shared with them. You can't unknow this. I'm so serious. You can't unknow this.
Had another call come in. Like, y'all not off the air yet?
No, I was just saying that they can't, people can't unknow this. No one, I can't, no one, none of us can unknow this now. We now know, in addition to the programs for establishing a business, in addition to the programs for purchasing a home for yourself, in addition to the programs and funding for whatever, whether it's establishing a business, going to school, purchasing a home, we now know farming, something as simple as not even having, acres and acres to farm, but something as, doing small farming in your front yard or in your backyard, urban farming, rural farming. Like, there's so many programs, and yet again, here are programs in addition to USDA and other organizations through the USDA. Because people need to understand that these programs that have been established that aren't directly from the USDA are directly from the USDA because they got their funding through the government.
Correct.
I'm just saying, so we can't unknow this. And I'm not saying you, I'm just saying us in general as a whole. Mm-hmm. Anybody within earshot now knows this. There's no excuse. There is an individual responsibility that we take once we know something. There's an individual responsibility we take of knowing something and sharing it or not sharing it. Now, if you're not sharing it with your elders, I hope your future, when you hit that elderly age, is set. Because me personally, I think what goes around comes around. What did it say on what's that Ottawa? It's called karma. Just saying.
Correct. I mean, again, what feels better than knowing, not believing, not guessing, knowing that there's a means for us to uplift our people.
Exactly.
Not some, our whole communities. And this doesn't take 5, 6, 7 years. Some of these programs, they get back with you in less than 72 hours. Exactly. Matter of fact, Gabrielle, didn't you fill out the one yesterday?
Yes, I got an email. I got an email. I got a notification. I got a number. In the email, it was detailed in what they're going to go over with me, specific to my needs and my questions. Just saying. I'm just saying. Listen.
So during the time that we was presenting the information to the audience, it took you less time to fill it out and send it in, to get a response, to get mentorship, free mentorship to walk you through your business.
Yep. And access to a free website. I like free. I like help. And let me just say this, help is not crippling. It is not. It is not. I have been learning more and more every day. Like I said before, things get a little bit smaller, the world gets a little bit bigger, and things get a little bit more serious every day. I'm okay with help. I am definitely okay with help because help is getting me to achieve the goals that I've been wanting to achieve since childhood. Achieving goals that I've been wanting. It's opening up doors to help me utilize opportunities that are right in front of me. And all it takes is a little bit of time. Fill out application, call a number. I'm getting callbacks, I'm getting email responses, I'm getting information, look. Help is not hindering. Help helps you get to where you need to go or where you need to be. And sometimes you find out more about yourself and find out more of where you need to go or where you need to be that's beyond what you planned. Just saying. Just saying. I don't see the problem. And here we are again today. Another hot link with hot links for our elderly.
Oh, hot links in the rising. What's better than that? Can you smell it?
Can you smell where the links are leading?
Uh-oh. And if we have no more to add on to this rising, we can go ahead and let the relatives get on about their way, start digging into a lot of this new information that was presented this rising. Because again, we all have mothers and fathers, and some of us still have our grandparents here. Some of us still have great grandparents still here.
Yeah.
That have to deal with a lot of the struggles of day-to-day life. Why are we going to allow them to go through it when there's ways to relieve that pain and pressure from them? That's the least we should be willing to do. And to me, again, it doesn't even have to be my grandparents. I only have one left, my grandmother. But I'm going to treat every other one like my grandmother and my grandfather. I don't care what your last name is.
Yeah.
They deserve that in our community, y'all.
Yeah.
We want the world to look at us better. Let's start treating the members in our community better.
Absolutely.
You can't act for something and not be willing to give it yourself. That's crazy. And I'm glad that we can help Wild Indian Roots, because that's why we bring it out here, because we know our older population is forgotten about too much in this society. They're thrown to the wayside like they're useless too much. Mm-hmm. And I'm speaking from my heart personally. I'm not going to stand for it. This is me personally. And the people who know me, I have no problem with getting on the road, going to anybody's city, anybody's hometown, talking to any official there to make sure our elders, our children, and our brothers and sisters have what they need.
Right.
And the more of us who pick up this fight, I promise you, this is a lot easier than a walk in the park. Because if one person can do it, imagine what two can do. Now imagine what three, now 100, now 1,000, now tens of thousands. It only takes a try. And try always trumps failure, y'all. There's nothing to be afraid of. Basically, anything that can be done to us as a people have been done. What more can you try to do to us? It's time for us to brush it off and stop doing it to ourselves and be like, you know what, my brother, I'm sorry. You know what, my sister, I am sorry. You know what, my elders, I am sorry. You know what, to our children, I am sorry for not knowing this fast enough to bring about change. I know that's how I feel. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the wrong time, wrong place. I don't know.
Nope, it's not. It's not. It's definitely not. This is the right time. This is the right place. Because at the end of the day, you are absolutely correct when you said, look, one day we will, if we're lucky enough, we will be elders. And I mean, reflection reflects leadership. Leadership reflects direction. So whatever direction we're going, and how we lead, that will ultimately affect us later. So what we want done for our elders, it will reflect in what we do. What we want done for ourselves, it will reflect. It will definitely come back. Yes, if we are lucky enough to be elders, what are we going to do today? Because what we do today for our elders, for our communities, for our children, for our people, what we do today will come back on us. It will reflect. So if there are people out there who don't want to do anything for their elders, don't want to do anything for their grandmothers and grandfathers, man, look, I don't want to be in that boat. I don't want to be in that same boat where I don't do anything for my elders, and then when I become an elder, I want somebody to help me. That I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel that. And that's not for, for recognition for someone else or something. It's just not. I don't want that kind of karma in my life. I really don't. No.
Which is funny though that we mentioned that. You know, brothers and sisters, that's what pushed me 100% all the way into this fight, is that when I met Brittany, my wife, her grandparents, her grandfather and grandmother, they were very sick. Mm-hmm. Both of them with cancer. But do you know not a day in their life that stopped them for doing for their community, that they would have cancer and her grandmother would cook for the whole street, being sick, that her grandfather would loan money to less fortunate people in the community. So when they got ill and everybody forgot about them, I was honored to spend every dime to buy them a house, every dime to pay medical bills, because it was the least I could do.
Right.
And I don't understand why we don't feel that our elders can be sick, tired, broken down, and they still do their best.
Right. You're absolutely right.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how you can be around people. And maybe again, it's the line of work that I'm in, to where I can't see elderly people go without. I can't see a child go without. Not if I know I can make a difference. I mean, we'll go down the street to the little old folks' home just to spend 10, 15, 20 minutes talking to the elders that nobody comes visit.
Right.
Holidays, they still in their room alone. I don't even celebrate the holidays, but I'm gonna go down there and spend time with them. I mean, where did we go wrong? When did we forget our own? When did we become so cold as a people? I remember a time to where If we were sitting someplace and an elder came by, we would get up and give them the most comfortable seat.
Yeah. You are absolutely correct.
I had to run a bunch of teenagers off because they wanted the elderly lady to walk further towards the back. When I'm like, no, y'all get y'all young legs out the way and let this woman sit. She earned this.
Absolutely.
But that's why I thank y'all every day for pushing me to push the envelope, for letting me know I can go out to these communities and talk to these people face to face, and I don't fear no one or no thing.
You know what? You just reminded me. I remember as a child seeing when wherever it was that we were, if a young boy didn't get up, if an elderly person or elderly people came in the room and there were seats, or came in the building, whatever it was, I remember the older people, like they didn't even have to know you. Nudge you on your shoulder real quick, but it was a nudge like you might get hit in the back of your head, that hook might get caught. Get your behind up. You see this woman here, you see this man here, you see these, get your behind up and let them sit down. What you doing? You special, you young, you got legs, stand up. What's the problem?
And my sons and daughters know, and you met them, Gabrielle.
Yes.
Miss Marie, who stays one of our neighbors, she go grocery shopping. She don't ever have to worry about taking nothing out that vehicle. My children go right out this door, go right next door. You get what I'm saying? That's not even their grandmother, but they refer to her as grandma. That's what I'm talking about. We need to get back to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And me and my neighbors, we don't share blood, but my children is their children and vice versa. You can't come on this street disrespecting the child or elder. It's not going to happen.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy. But then again, like I told you, I welcome the responsibility.
Yeah, it's one of those things in conversations that we've had before where we stop listening to our elders. You know, in our communities, in our society, in our world, we stop listening to our elders when they reach a certain age. Oh, they don't know anything. It's not the same. It's different. So we disregard the information and the knowledge that's being passed along to us. And it's one of those things to take in consideration. If that's what we're doing to our elders now, what do you think is going to happen when we become elders and our children's children do the same to us? This is why we're, doing genealogy. We're pulling information that we may not have paid attention to or dismissed when we were younger. And I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying it's one of those things, like, it does come back around. What we dismiss, what we just really what we dismiss to our elders, it will genuinely come back on us. And when we become elders, our knowledge, our experience, what we've gone through and the help that we can give will be dismissed. So we got to get back to that.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny that you mentioned genealogy, is that you do genealogy, we do this to help. Then sometimes doing research, you come to find out you're doing the same thing your elders did. Yeah. Like when I shared the genealogy report on my grandmother, just to find out, 2-3 days ago, I am doing the same exact work she did in her lifetime.
Yep. You're exactly correct. I always had a knack for herbs and growing things. Like, people have said, you got a green thumb. Didn't really understand it. Pulling in my genealogy, I'm finding generation after generation, found grandmothers and grandfathers that were considered medicine men and women. Like, wait a minute. I just thought, this was just my interest. But no, it comes back to this came from somewhere. things that you're just naturally good at. It came from somewhere. You got to give appreciation to the things you're just naturally talented with. Well, that natural talent came from somewhere.
And that's the thing, I refuse to be denied. Because if we can read, and I can see that my grandmother did this in the early 1930s, oh, they really got a problem now.
Yeah. You know what? You're right, Dudu. Wisdom is lost. And I mean, for those who, okay, let me just speak from a personal aspect. Doing my genealogy, I'm finding out more than just who great-great-grandparents and, grandmothers and grandfathers and grandaunts and granduncles and cousins. I'm finding out more than just who I'm related to. There are stories behind it. There are those stories, and though the information that I pull, it pulls more than just who I'm related to. It pulls how they lived, what they did, characteristics, things that I didn't expect to find. And all of that, just taking a real understanding and responsibility that all of that is tied to me. And then I think about, other people who do their genealogy, all that they find other than just who they're related to, all of that is tied to them.
Mm-hmm. And correct, Lachey. I remember that too. That's why when it came down to my wife's grandparents, we wasn't gonna do that. I shut down 2 radio stations for a whole year because we wasn't finna do that.
Oh yeah, she is right. Yeah. That was not an option. And you gotta wonder or think, why is that an option now? What happened? What did we do? Or should I say, what did we not do? What responsibility did we fall away from? To where now organizations, USDA, HUD, all these nonprofits, where they had to start establishing and building and creating facilities for our elderly people. What did we stop doing? We stopped taking care of our elders and said, hey, you know what? Not only are we not going to take care of our elders, we're going to leave it up to someone else to take care of them. We stopped visiting them. We stopped talking to them. We stopped checking on them. Hey, do you need something? Let me go to the store for you. We stopped doing that. And it's one of those things. These are our grandmothers and grandfathers. These are our mothers and fathers. We stopped taking care of our elders who took care of us. They raised us.
Back.
They got us where we're at. No adult is here by themselves. Every adult had an elder, had an older person, whether it be their mother and father, an aunt and uncle, somebody else's mother and father, somebody else's aunt and uncle. No child just, okay, I taught myself how to walk. I taught myself how to talk. I taught myself how. You had to learn. You had to be taught. No one got here to adulthood just by themselves.
%100% correct.
So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things, even thinking now, like, you kind of got to appreciate the fact that someone or someone's took the time to care enough to establish an organization, a program, a housing unit, or build housing for elderly, because someone said, our elderly people aren't being taken care of. We got to do something.
And you know what's crazy? When people care more about who was the first here, more about the 1300s, 1400s, 1600s, even 1800s, when you got elders who can tell you this history around you right now that you won't lift a finger to help.
Exactly. Man, what? Hold on. Shout out to No Grandma Killers. What did Mr. Waltho say? I don't want to hear about them. What you doing?
Exactly.
I don't want to hear about what went on then. What you doing now?
I can listen to that elder speak all week long.
Yeah. I love listening to elders. How they tell a story is like watching a movie or reading a book. I'm so serious.
They live through it. And again, how many of our grandparents, our great uncles, our great aunties opened up the houses to the community? That if there was somebody that didn't have food, baby, come in here and get you something to eat.
Yep.
Don't even worry about it. Just sit down. Or baby, come in here and freshen up.
Mm-hmm.
I've been witnessing that from elders my whole life. So I can't be different. I can't do it no different. How am I respecting them if I do it totally different? If the same love that made it possible for me to be here, I'm gonna turn my back on that and we wonder why no one respects us? I wouldn't respect myself either. Crazy times that we live in. But then again, this is a very important topic in our communities. Very important. And like the majority of the chat is saying and how we're saying here, we got to get back to our original ways. Our present and futures depend on this, brothers and sisters. That it shows that trying to live this hybrid European/Indian life is not beneficial to the American Indian.
Yeah.
That the further and further we pull away from our ancestral ways, then worse and worse we make the conditions for our elder population. The worse and worse we make the situations for our younger populations. We are in the seat as the leaders and representatives now. We're gonna drop the ball. We're gonna fail. We're gonna put the blame on somebody else.
Man, when you point one finger, you got three fingers sticking right back at you.
Or are we gonna go back to be like, hey, my sister, I see what you're doing for the community. What can I do to help you accomplish this? Hey there, brother, I see the business that you're getting off the ground and how it benefits. Is there anything I can do to help you? When are we going to get back to going to each other, not with our hands out expecting something, but with our hands full giving things, giving help? When are we going to get back to that? Making sure that everyone, at least on your street, has a decent meal. At least on your street. If you can't go that far, at least the neighbors to the left and right of you. At least. That we're not going to get everybody behind this. But you never know like-minded people and the ones that can help you until you reach out. Until you stand up for who you are and what you believe in. And anyone telling you that the truth can be compromised, there's no reason for you to listen to that conversation anymore. It's a waste of time. Anyone telling you, forget about genealogy. But then when they talk about American Indian, you got to get them the side eye. Anyone's telling you not to participate, not to take the opportunity to do something for yourself, your family, your community, the American Indian. You got to look at these people with a side eye. And I don't care what their affiliation is. Anyone taking you away from your responsibility is not your friend, is not a part of you. And I don't care what they look like and what they talk like. We got to stop being willing to be accepted by everyone. Forget being accepted by everyone. What about being accepted by the like-minded individuals. That's what we need to care about, because trying to be liked and accepted by everyone is going to keep us in this mess, because everyone isn't out for your best benefit. Even some of the American Indians that's around you.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's time to use that brain in between the two ears the Creator gave every last one of us. And the reason why we all have a brain is not for us to show up to a live stream or a building to listen to someone dictate on what we're supposed to do. No, we have a brain, so when we hear the information, we can research it. We can think and reason for ourselves and see how we can use these programs to benefit ourselves and the community. You don't have a brain to be a blind follower. You have a brain to question. And anybody who takes on a role as a leader and act like they cannot be questioned is not a leader. We are all human. None of us are perfect. We will all make mistakes on this journey. But we dust ourselves off and we keep moving forward. Fall down 7, stand up 8. Just us who listen to this information every rising consistently. We are the change. We are the difference. We are the remnant. And we accept this responsibility because the American Indian has never been a coward, has never been fearful, have never been one to buck responsibility. You study our history. We have always helped the righteous. We have always defended the weak. We have always spoken for those who did not have a voice. Are we going to forget? Because it's amazing that you can see everybody else's movement and we're standing there on the front line protesting, yelling, and screaming. But when it comes to our own, we are no place to be found. That it's easier for us to kill each other than to stand side by side and fight against the oppression that we all face. It is easier for us to tear down each other than to go in the appropriate channels to talk to the appropriate entities to get real change done on the ground level where people are dying and struggling every day. Is it going to take your personal family being affected before you want to make a change? Have we become that low of a people? When are we going to realize what affects your household as an American Indian eventually will affect mine as an American Indian? And I should be by your side because you are my brother or my sister. Regardless of what your spiritual belief is. We descend from the same tribal people, from the same land. And there will never be a time where we will all get along. There will never be a time where we all will agree because we all come from different walks of life. We all have different experiences that allow us to see eye to eye because our ancestors raised us with some type of moral compass. So how do we have the audacity to throw it out the window? We use the compass to get straight. We're not going to leave it for the next generation and got the nerve to talk about the colonizer. We are the colonizers. Wake up. We're colonizing our children. We're colonizing our communities. We're colonizing each other. Come on. Are we that lost that we can't see that we are our own worst enemy? People can sit here and talk about Europeans and white folks all day, but let's keep it 100. How many of them coming in your neighborhood telling you that you can't do this and you can't do that? I'll wait. Because when I travel this nation and I go to our urban communities, you know what I see? I see someone that's looking like me telling our people not to move. I see someone that looks like me taking from our people, conning our people, scamming our people. And I see people who look just like me defending this foolishness. And you wonder why we're the laughing joke of the world. Because we're trying to clean up everybody else's mess, but won't clean up our own. Didn't grandma tell you, sweep off your own porch before you sweep someone else's? Come on. We're going to throw everything from grandma and grandpa and them out the window? Everything? It is time for us to realize we are our problem. What we do and what we don't do dictates our future. There's no government system with no boot on our neck. There's no white man in your neighborhood telling you that you can't. It's your will. Do you have the will to do what it takes to make a change? Even knowing that you might not see it in your lifetime. How many of our elders we read about gave their lives for us to talk on a YouTube platform? When are we going to stop allowing people to use our culture as entertainment? And I'm talking about the ones that look like us. When? When are we going to stop sitting here, letting somebody portray the worst of us, and we clap like it's all fine and dandy? Are you crazy? We want to cry about one of us getting shot in the back. But when we killing each other, we don't do a damn thing. Know this brother done hurt somebody in your community. Know he's wanted for hurting an innocent child. Know that there's known scammers and criminals on these YouTube channels. And we support them and wondering why there's no real change. How many of y'all that invested in these characters and right now need help? You can't get a penny to help you or your people from them. They can't point you in the direction of one service that can help you. Stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Just because somebody get on there, put an EQ on their microphone, give you some regurgitated bull that you can't use. Talking about outwork you. You haven't even got off the couch. Over 400 live streams of programs that while you're listening, you can fill it out. And most of you will have your answer before the show is done. But I know our people rather spend 15 hours every day listening to something that can't change anything. Listening to people that never even left their neighborhoods. Trying to tell you what the world is. Trying to tell you about the Middle East. They haven't even left their corner store. Again, this is not the Feel Good channel. This is not the place you come to get your ego stroked, pat on the head, oh, it's all right. No, not here. I am not gonna lie to my brothers and sisters. I'm gonna tell you how it is so we can sit down and design how it could be. So for all y'all that want to keep sending shots, send them. I welcome them. For all of you who think you can throw dirt on anybody named A2, keep it coming. I welcome it. We will not be intimidated. We will not be ran away. We will not cower into the corner. We will not stay silently into that good night. Because as sure as we know that we are still here, anytime the injustice to our people is done, our voices will be heard through the proper channels. No more of this wasted time and foolishness. We have brothers and sisters in our community that put their lives on the line to bring this needed information so we can build. And y'all allow these cowards to defame them. Y'all allow these cowards to threaten their families. Y'all allow these cowards to do it. Yes. And do you have the audacity to wonder why those who do make it don't come back? Because of how we treat them. I wouldn't come back either. But the difference in me, I was born for this. This is all I know. There's nothing for me to pack up and go no place else. This is all I have ever done. So I'm going to say it again. Autonomous Assembly is here. And this Friday, I will be paying for the registration for the next 10 years to let you know we will be here for anyone who wants to service their community, for anyone that needs to find their way, for anyone who needs shelter. We are here. This is your home. These doors will remain open long to after I am gone. It's time. It is time to look ourselves in the mirror, straight up, eye to eye, with yourself. And it's time to ask yourself, what are you made of? What's your purpose? Why are you still breathing when others are not? Take this day the Creator allowed us to rise and put it to work. Make someone else's life better. Give someone else hope. Uplift someone else for once. Knock down all false idols. Burn out all the rats and roaches in our community. Because A2 is coming. And I don't care who you think you are, what you think your name is. We are coming for you. So to all my American Indians, continue your work. Continue being there for the like-minded ones. Continue raising our children to be better than us. Continue supporting our elders who paved the way for us to be here this rising. And let's make sure that we lock hands to protect our brothers and sisters that are out here in these professional fields who risk their life every day to bring this information back to us. We owe them a debt of gratitude because they've been keeping it moving. Well, why have we been throwing dirt on their names? And from me, from my heart, to all the ones I have met that have helped me, to the ones I would never know their names, I thank you. And my promise to this panel, to everyone hearing my voice, I will not get tired. I will not fear. I will not rest. As long as you fight, I will fight with you. So let's get this done.
No, Brother Bones was so fired up he knocked himself off the air. Sister Gabrielle Union, you still there?
I'm here. I just needed someone else to speak. I wasn't doing that. I appreciate you. You got a fire coat on. I don't. I had a knot well up in my throat real quick.
Done more in a year and some change than most people have done their whole lives.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Brother Bones gets back, if you don't mind, I'll give you the rest of the story. All the senior programs that you were reading off this rising stem from Section 202 of the Housing and Urban Development. Again, you're going to find these under these PIH codes.
Mm-hmm.
And this started in the early, that section was established under the Housing Act of 1959, but it was established in the early 1950s under a famous baseball player that all of us, hopefully all of us should know, Mr. Jackie Robinson.
Oh, wow.
He was trying to find housing, he and his wife. They could not find housing. And he was saying, me as a Negro, and everyone knows who I am, if I can't get housing, I can only imagine what it's like for those that came before me. This is where it started. And this is what inspired the writer of the play that became a movie, A Raisin in the Sun.
Oh.
Because if you recall, the son used his father's money to purchase that house for his mama in that neighborhood. This is where all this comes from. And the same year that act came into being under the Housing Act of 1959, A Raisin in the Sun was in the movie theaters. So that's a tidbit of history that people may not know. So when people are knocking these programs, so you gonna tell me the only part we know about Jackie Robinson, oh, he desegregated, he integrated the Major League Baseball, and that's it. And they thought that his life and his legacy ended there. It did not. So people, don't let other people that don't tell you about your genealogy never talk about their parents and grandparents. You never hear them talk about their family. Never. Never. Ask yourself, who are these people? And when they say they're doing work for the community, but you don't see anything happening in real time. Yet you hear testimony after testimony that people that have listened to the Grand Rising show that are coming and telling, hey, this worked for me. This worked for me. This worked for me. That worked for me. And there are others that will never come out and say anything. And I understand you have your reasons why you won't. That's okay. You won't say a mumbling word, but you're utilizing these programs and you're listening to these live streams. I know you are. So it's amazing to me that we don't hear that part of history. We don't hear that part of genealogy. We don't hear that part when it comes to dealing with our seniors. Because you getting on here and telling people, oh man, you know, and I ain't got time for that now, and speeding tickets, and I don't want, how's that gonna help your elders today? Please tell me, I really wanna know, because most of them don't drive anymore. So how's that gonna help them? And their houses are falling in, literally. But you got your crusty feet up on their couch with your gray socks that used to be white, because you don't wash them and you don't wash your feet. your funky feet up on your granny's couch, watching her TV, burning up her electricity, and providing nothing. And then yelling at her if she asks you to pay the water bill. Come on, son. Gabrielle Union, take us home. I think Brother Ball, I think he literally shorted out his mic. So take us home.
Man, look, I had a knot in my throat and you just made it come up. Salivations. Continue on your genealogical journey. Know who you are so that no one can tell you who you are. Genealogy is key. Anyone telling you not to do genealogy, appreciate today's hot link in perspective and reflection. Anyone telling you not to do genealogy is telling you to throw your existence, the purpose of your existence, away. We are here because of our mothers and fathers. We are here because of our grandmothers and grandfathers and great-grandmothers and grandfathers. We are here because of them. No matter who they are, we are here because of them. We would not be able to come together and have conversations and do these things and have these opportunities if it was not for them. So anyone telling you not to do genealogy is asking you to throw the whole book in the fire. Genealogy is key. So do your genealogy. Continue to do your genealogy. Know who you are so that no one can tell you who you are. And pass that along to your children and your family and your neighbors and your friends so they can know who they are. So no one can tell them who they are. So no one can tell them, don't do your genealogy. So no one can tell them genealogy isn't important. So no one can tell them genealogy doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Anyone saying genealogy isn't important, don't do it. Who did they come from? Who is their mama and daddy? Who is their grandmothers and grandfathers? How did they get here? Census Day was April 1st. Ties into genealogy also. Census ties into so many different aspects of our lives. It's really crazy. We do our genealogy by pulling census records. You still have time to do the census. Do the census, make yourself count so that you can count. You've got the decennial census that happens every 10 years. Do the census. Not just because it's required by law, but because, again, that is one of many ways we get our voice heard. We get our voice out there. That is one of many ways that we count. Make yourself count so that you can count. Decennial 10-year census, do the census. Again, make yourself count so that you can count. That is sent to every household, every individual. So do the census. Again, when you're doing genealogy, you're able to pull census records to find your ancestors, to find your relatives. So do the census. Because 70 years from now, 150 years from now, those census records, if anything should ever happen, those records will be pulled to find you. The ACS census is selected by addresses and not people. The ACS census affects local voting, who gets put into offices. The ACS census affects that. The ACS census affects businesses, restaurants, schools, streets, communities, programs, funding. when you do the ACS census, if your address is one of those addresses selected, fill out that census, because your address makes you, when you receive that ACS census, responsible, but also a representative for your community, for your neighborhood. Do that census. Again, doing the census is one of many ways we get our voice heard and we count. It's nothing wrong with participating. It's nothing wrong with receiving help. There's nothing wrong with it. We're utilizing these programs and these fundings, but these programs and fundings were able to be established because of the census. So we're receiving the benefits. Why not participate? Why not contribute? Give me a second.
I'm back. Just had to cool down. I know when it deals with the elders, I kind of take it personal.
I apologize. I'm back.
Oh, no problem.
So I'll end with this. Peace to the panel. Peace to the chat. Peace to the silent majority. Shout out to Double Cousin for sharing these wise words in the background. Appreciate you. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. The future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. Wise people say less than they know. Fools say everything they know and many things they don't know. And lastly, love your parents and grandparents. Love your elders. Treat them with loving care, for you will only know their value when you see their empty chair.
Looking at his now.
Peace to the panel, peace to the chat, peace to the silent majority.
No problemo. Thanks again, Gabrielle. Any closing remarks, Brother James?
No, sir. Not a one.
All right. Then on that note, brothers and sisters, continue the work that you do in the community, about learning about the programs that you can access today to make tomorrow better. Also continue working on your genealogy so no one can tell you who you are and no one can tell you who you are not. And until we link up to our next live stream, remember we love you and peace.
Warning, warning, warning. Hard hats, pickaxe, shovels, boots required.